alert. We are getting straight to your first alert forecast tonight. An alert day is declared at King 5 due to incoming snow and heavy winds. A live look at our passes now where snow is falling as we speak. Today's weather already causing some issues on the roads. Before the snow even started to fall, state troopers in the Tri-Cities had their hands full right here with 10 collisions because of freezing fog. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Madison Wade. Now, these weather conditions are going to impact those traveling back from the Apple Cup happening in Pullman tonight. Kickoff is set for 7:30. We have team coverage for you tonight. King 5's Connor Board is live at Snoqualmie Pass, tracking conditions there. We're going to get to her in about 90 seconds, but first, let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Mike Everett for a bigger picture on this approaching storm, Mike.
Hi, Madison. The basic messaging that we're trying to send out tonight is if you are thinking about traveling the mountain passes tonight, do not do it. Not only are we tracking heavy snow, but it's going to have some gusty winds on top of that. So basically, it's going to start up tonight. Connor will tell you more about that in a moment, but we're expecting some solid accumulation here, over a foot up towards Snoqualmie and possibly 2 feet up towards Stevens Pass. Winds are breezy right now. They're going to become gusty. They're going to peak right around 2 a.m. tonight, and some of those gusts will get up to about 55 miles an hour. I'll show you where in just a moment here, but the passes, Puget Sound, and some of our northern islands. So it stands to reason that we're looking at the potential for some power outages tonight, especially up towards some of our northern counties near Whatcom and towards Island and San Juan counties. That's going to happen late tonight into early tomorrow. So again, we're trying to get the messaging out here that if you are one of those folks that relies on electricity for your heat, you might want to have a plan in place before you go to bed tonight. Winter storm warning. This is an upgrade from that winter weather advisory that was in place yesterday, and it's literally the entire length of the Cascades here, down to about 1,500 feet. Remember, Snoqualmie is at about 3,000 feet, so it will most definitely be involved there. Heavy snow and especially wind-blown snow will be an issue tonight. That's in place from 7 p.m. tonight until 10 a.m. on Monday. Also, on top of that, that wind advisory has a pretty large footprint. Take a look at this from basically Snohomish up towards Island and Whatcom there, and then out towards the coast as well, where we'll see sustained winds in the order of about 30 to 40 miles an hour, and some of those gusts getting up to around 55 in the middle of the night. We've got some rain moving in now that's going to convert to snow here within about the next hour or so. I've got the details in your full forecast, including when we can see this clear, coming up.
All right, Mike, thank you. We're going to check back in and with you in about 15 minutes. We're keeping a close eye on the pass tonight. Again, conditions are going to be dangerous for anyone trying to come home from the Apple Cup. Let's get to King 5's Connor Board now. Connor, a lot of people planning to make that drive tomorrow back from Pullman to Western Washington.
Yeah, as you can see, the snow's been coming down here for the past few hours now, and as Mike said, we're expecting even more tonight. Now, a lot of people are over in Pullman for the Apple Cup tonight, and they'll be making the drive home tomorrow. I spoke with one fan who's at the game tonight, who's made the trip several times, and he says patience and preparation is key.
That would be the band warming up in the background. I apologize.
The band preparing for the Apple Cup that Ken Cardwell and his family drove from Sammamish to Pullman to attend.
We're just came over with my son, a couple of his friends, and another buddy of mine.
The drive there was easy, but Ken and his crew are preparing for snow on the pass Sunday.
We're going to get up tomorrow morning and kind of check out the conditions, but we're planning for a long day.
They have four-wheel drive, but say it's important to take all precautions.
When you go to school or you ever have gone to school over here, you make that trek so often. It's just take your time and be prepared.
A similar message from Washington State Patrol Trooper Christopher Thorson.
Increase your following distance between your car and the one in front of you. That way, in case you need to stop, you'll have extra room.
He says to pack up water, blankets, and anything else you may need in a snowstorm.
Bring chains if possible. You may get up to the mountain pass and there might be chains required. If you don't have them, you're going to be stuck there.
Before making the drive tomorrow, fans like Ken are hoping for their team to win tonight.
Being able to have this game here in Martin Stadium is always fun. So hoping for a good game and hoping everybody gets home safely.
Now, I also checked with Snoqualmie Pass Fire and Rescue. Their chief said the biggest issue they see during snowstorms is unprepared drivers. They said you want to have those chains and you want to have good tires if you're coming over the pass. Reporting from Snoqualmie Pass, Connor Board, King 5 News.
Connor, thank you. We'll check back in with you on King 5 News at 6:30. So this is what road conditions look like in our area right now. We're seeing a little bit of an issue near Cle Elum. Again, as the weather conditions worsen tonight, we expect that these road conditions will also worsen too. We'll keep you updated throughout the evening on air and online. Today's weather is impacting flights too. SeaTac reporting more than 100 delays tonight. Luckily, no flights have been canceled, but that is not the case around the U.S. If you have loved ones flying home from Thanksgiving, more than 3,200 flights were delayed across the country today. The largest number of delays is in the southern U.S., where severe weather is moving on through. If you have any sort of traveling to do this weekend, download the King 5 weather app when you're not on the air. It's the fastest way to get up to the information and conditions outside right on your phone. Just text the word app to the number on your screen and we'll send you a link to download it. Turning now to what's happening in Idaho. Idaho State Police still don't have a suspect in the deadly stabbing of 4 University of Idaho students. This happened almost 2 weeks ago. Now, one of those students, 20-year-old Ethan Chapin from Western Washington. Tonight's Idaho governor is pledging to dedicate state funds to get this case solved. Gloria Pasmino has the details.
In an effort to find the person responsible for brutally murdering 4 University of Idaho students, the state's governor, Brad Little, is committing up to $1 million in emergency funding to accelerate the investigation. The stabbings happened 2 weeks ago, and police have yet to identify a suspect. Late Friday night, police released a revised timeline in the movement of 2 of the victims prior to their deaths, saying Kaylee Goncalves and Madison Mogan returned home at 1:56 a.m. and not 1:45 a.m. as previously reported. The update followed the submission of more than 260 photos and videos by the public.
They should be able to get information that will take them to a suspect, simply because the suspect, while he was stealthful getting into the house, he left a very messy crime scene. It's more than likely he left his DNA, so that's where the answers are going to be.
Friday, police said investigators had sent 113 pieces of physical evidence to the state's crime lab for analysis, but the murder weapon has not been found.
The fear in the community is going to grow, and not just because of the rumors. This case is so dreadful, and it's so concerning that people really are frightened.
Gloria Pasmino, King 5 News.
U of I is holding a candlelight vigil for the victims on campus on Wednesday. That vigil starts at 5 p.m. There will also be a remote option for those who can't be there. We will keep you updated as we learn those details. One man is dead after a shooting in Everett near the Interurban Trail. Everett police say this happened near Beverly Boulevard and 75th Street southeast last night. Officers were called to an intersection just before 7:45. They found a car rolled over on its side with a man trapped inside, suffering from a gunshot wound. That man later died. Detectives don't believe there's any threat to the community tonight. Right now, investigators are looking for the person who shot at another vehicle, injuring an 11-year-old in Tacoma. We're being told it was a road rage incident between the driver of a Chevy Cruze and a Honda CR-V. Investigators say the 2 vehicles were driving north on I-5 near the Tacoma Mall when at least 1 shot was fired. Right now, they're looking for a car similar to this one, a Chevy Cruze that's dark colored, possibly similar to the one we're showing you. The Pierce County Sheriff's Department says that road rage incidents are on the rise. Earlier this month, a 9-year-old was shot during a road rage incident in Renton. In Linwood tonight, one man was arrested after barricading himself in a business for 4.5 hours. This all happened along Highway 99 near 168th Street Southwest. Police say the suspect was threatening the owner with a screwdriver but had no connection to the business. He was eventually taken into custody. No one was hurt. In a story we've been following for more than 24 hours, smash and grabs across Western Washington continue to happen. These are new photos from Tacoma police. We're told someone smashed the windows to a building in Tacoma and then tried to steal an ATM inside. Police say the suspects were not successful. We're closely looking at incidents like this happening in small businesses as well. During the peak holiday shopping season, we spoke to one business owner in Seattle's Queen Anne neighborhood who's working to bounce back. Security cameras captured thieves breaking into Queen Anne Dispatch. The co-owner says that they stole about $20,000 worth of merchandise, but in the end, it's going to cost her more.
So we'll most likely recuperate the money, the loss, the wholesale loss, but not the sales during this time.
Rinderly and other Queen Anne business owners plan to meet with a Seattle City Council member next month to discuss safety concerns.
Representing their ancestors, they're representing their families, whether it's ancient or modern, they're representing these people.
Today marks Small Business Saturday, with hundreds flocking to West Seattle to support local Native-owned businesses and artists. It's all part of this year's Native Art Market. King 5's Brady Wakayama spoke with some of the vendors to learn more about what today's event means to them, also the impact on the community.
I always like to come to this fair.
I love it when you guys say that you're coming just to see us.
I did.
A
You're
thankful
welcome.
Carla Crawford, one of the more than 20 Native vendors that made their way to the Pomasl Longhouse and Cultural Center in West Seattle Saturday to showcase their love for their culture.
We are alive and we are thriving. From the ancestors, we're coming out more and more and being vocal, singing our songs and doing our dances and performing.
This marks more than a decade of this annual Native Art Market, with a focus on supporting Native-owned businesses and artists, not only from Washington, but from throughout the country.
To show our work, to show our art style and our culture to people that may not normally ever come in contact with that.
The weekend-long event is also a chance to reconnect with old friends after a difficult few years dealing with the pandemic.
And sharing my art with all my friends that are here, which I've known for many, many years, and doing this show for many, many years. It's like coming home and seeing everybody again. So very, very good feeling.
Native vendors like Gardapi and Crawford hope people will continue to support the Native community, not just during events like this, but year-round.
Ask them where they're from, how they got started, the history of themselves. You always learn something new every day.
In West Seattle, Brady Wakayama, King 5 News.
A first-of-its-kind Indigenous Foods Cafe is coming to Pioneer Square. The new Chief Seattle Al Al Cafe is in the heart of Pioneer Square. It's going to introduce traditional Indigenous foods in a modern cafe setting. The cafe is owned and operated by the nonprofit Chief Seattle Club. All of the profits go back into the organization.
Food is extremely personal for Native folks. I mean, it's directly tied to a lot of our origin stories and our identities. Our bodies remembers and our soul remembers, and we're able to start to peel back some of those layers of genocide and colonization and heal, both from a spiritual level but also from a physical level.
And the cafe will officially open to the public on Tuesday.
I thought it was pretty touching, actually, after people have been separated for so long. I think it's really cool to see people dancing in the street again.
Still ahead on King 5, ringing in the new year in downtown Seattle. The holidays are officially underway and businesses hope to take advantage.
I have not run in 20 years. Running is bad.
An Amazon driver had his truck stolen from him during a delivery. How he tried to stop the driver. And a first alert day is declared at King 5. We're tracking snow in the passes and heavy winds on the way. Your full forecast coming up.